Here we have butterbean puttanesca. Smells absolutely amazing. Every single element sings and it really comes together. One pot, go-to, quick and easy recipes. It clearly smells quite good because Rudy's decided to join us. Feels like it's been stewing for hours, but it actually took you 10 minutes and it nourishes the soul. It's really delicious one. Amazing. We are making butterbean puttanesca. This is one of those dishes which is just really made the most of when you've got a big, juicy butterbean. So the first thing you're gonna do is just whack a pan on the heat and grab your anchovies. So when you buy anchovies, they often come in olive oil. I'm just gonna whack the whole thing in. For those of you who don't like anchovies or know someone who don't like anchovies, in this format, you really can't tell. It's just an amazing savory umami-ness that kind of underlines the sauce and gives it a really good kick. While the anchovies are melting down in there, we're just gonna prep some of the ingredients, and there really isn't much prep to do at all. But what you'll notice is different from the pasta version of the dish is that you're actually keeping a lot of the elements far more whole. And that's just because we want to try and retain the texture. Anchovies are already very salty, so I'm gonna add this to the pan and actually not add any salt in there. So I'm adding a touch more olive oil. Anchovy smells absolutely amazing. And just putting in that red onion, making sure it's all really nice and coated. The onions are just cooking in here, and meanwhile, I'm just gonna prep the rest of the ingredients, which really isn't much. I'm just gonna take 2 cloves of garlic and finely slice them. And that's gonna go in at the same time as the capers and the olives. And then you can add fresh chilli, but I don't have any, so I'm just gonna add a teaspoon of chili flakes. I like it quite hot, you do you. Cook that for 2 minutes. Then you're adding your tomatoes. I love using muti, but use any quality tomato if you can. So we're gonna add a pinch of sugar just to balance the acidity of the tomatoes. So in the pasta dish, you save a bit of pasta water. That's because the pasta water has lots of lovely starches in it, which helps naturally thicken the sauce. And what is brilliant about beans that come in their beanstalk, is that beanstalk also has a lot of starches in it. So we're just gonna add all of the beans and their beanstalk, and the beanstalk is gonna act as pasta water in this beautiful sauce. So I'm just gonna whack that up a bit and let it thicken for about 5 minutes, and then we're all done. So now that has thickened slightly, it is actually all ready to go. So it's really just about finishing the dish. It smells amazing. Got some lovely flat leaf parsley. I've got the stalks in there too because they're perfectly fine, and who can be bothered to trim them? What is so lovely about this dish is that after you've had it, you just feel amazing. And I think that people are becoming more and more interested in how mood relates to food. And this is one of those dishes which really just leave you feeling amazing. So I'm just gonna add this, gonna sprinkle it all over the top, and crucially finishing with some really lovely olive oil. In this kind of dish, the olive oil really just lifts it, and if you've got a good quality one, you always want to add it at the end where you can really taste every little droplet. So I'm just going to give the whole dish a big drizzle of some lovely extra virgin olive oil. It clearly smells quite good because Rudy's decided to join us, haven't you? One of the biggest barriers people see with beans is how do I cook with them? What do I do with them? And I think that this kind of beans as pasta concept really people can get behind. Everyone knows a great pasta sauce recipe, whether it's puttanesca, butterbeans alla norma, and just trying to find your favorite and adding beans to them is a really great way of including more beans in your diet, but also having these go-to quick and easy recipes that really satisfy your cravings. Look at that beauty of a dish. God, I cannot wait to try this. This is, that is so good. I think it's a real example of a dish which, when you have really high quality ingredients, you create this richness which feels like it's been stewing for hours, but it actually took you 10 minutes. Every single element sings and it really comes together. I think I might have to finish the whole bowl. Amazing.